There it is. Can the LCK win Worlds this year? That is the question. Can the LCK win Worlds? Finally, 2 years in a row, LPL. Tyler, can the LCK come back to dominance in League of Legends competitive?
Of course, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, any region can win Worlds, right? And NA
except
could win
NA.
Worlds.
Except NA.
NA could win Worlds. Any region could win Worlds. I mean, but realistically, yes, LCK can win Worlds. Look at Gen G. Gen G, on paper, 1-5, how they can play many different styles. They can win in the lane. They can play late. They can play late around ruler. They're not a one-dimensional team. They're a team I would not be surprised if they went to an international competition and did very well. Also, I think T1 right now looks very one-dimensional. They very much look like an older T1 team, SKT team, where they're a very counter-punchy style where they don't do very much in the early game, but they rely around Teddy and Faker in the late game with the side pieces kind of helping out to kind of push them through. I don't know if that's going to work on the world stage, but never doubt SKT. They will make they will make quarterfinals. They will see how far they can go at Worlds if they make it. And I really like Kingzone. I think Dragon X, not Kingzone. The sponsors are really difficult. Dragon X, no Kingzone anymore. Really fascinating team. I really love their dynamic. I think Chovy and Deft are 2 of the top 10 players in the world. You could argue they're 2 of the top 5 players in the world right now. And they just have so much young talent around them that if that young talent can blossom into something, fearsome and actually reliable come Worlds time, there's no reason why they couldn't win the World Championship. So I do think Korea have 3 eligible teams that could actually win Worlds this year. Gen G, right up in front. They could win right now. I would say they're the favorites if MSI does happen.
We do have one later in the program too, although I think this is very important to consider in this conversation, asking about how we think that online play will affect competition across the globe and sort of the competitiveness of regions. I think that's something we can cover later on, but I think that would be my biggest question right now for EU, China, and Korea is how will online play affect sort of the practice that they get? Because the other thing that sort of comes with this, right, is playing on stage, and I think some of the best teams in the LCK could use a little bit more experience on that throughout the season before doing it on Worlds, which is obviously a whole nother stage, especially if it does continue in China and the coronavirus is cleared up. So that's the big thing for me is sort of I want to see more stage experience out of the top teams in the LCK.
Well, we will be online for the foreseeable future, at least in 3 of the 4 leagues and possibly the LCK joining very soon as well. Our chat bites hard. Rebby says, who is better at losing in Worlds Finals, Uzi or Caps?
Uzi at least wins games in the final, so I think he wins automatically.
He won one. It's 1, right? Like 1 in season 4.
That's better.
1-1 is good enough.
That Starhorn team that didn't talk to each other. It was great. Those are good.
And then just got plowed by Samsung White in front of thousands of South Korean fans at an Olympic Stadium.
I mean, they won one game. Yeah, that was it. They got 3-0 the year before.
They took a game off Samsung White.
They took a game off Samsung White.
Only amazingly historic teams can take a game off Samsung White at Worlds.
I mean, I remember that series.
This is the lead-in for TSM, right?
I remember that.
I'm not saying it. I'm not gonna say it. Only great teams can beat Samsung White.
I felt like Samsung White was always like the team that was like lose one game to give fans false hope. Like that, I felt like that was the case every time they played a series that playoffs. But okay.
They trolled hard in the World.